everyone, it's Amy here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited to be sharing with you guys the blush tag, which I was tagged in from my friend Meg here on YouTube. I will leave a link down below to her channel, and I encourage anyone watching this video to do this tag if you're interested, because it's really fun to like go through your entire collection and have to pick it, because there's lots of questions in this blush tag and they were actually kind of hard. Some of them I was like, oh, these are hard. I have a lot of blushes, probably besides palettes, the second most items in my collection that I have the most of are definitely blushes. So the first question was the best packaging, and I have to give that to the Too Faced Sweetheart blushes just because they're so stinking adorable. I mean, the packaging is so cute. It's pink and gold. The back is so pretty, and then of course the actual blush itself is just adorable with the 3 different colors that you can use individually or that you can swirl around. So I love the Too Faced Flush blushes. They're just so stinking cute and adorable. So the second question is blushes with the prettiest colors, and I have to give that to Lorac. The Lorac Color Source Buildable blushes that came out a couple months ago are probably my favorite blushes of all time officially now, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. I love these so much. They're beautiful. I've done a review on them with swatches. I will leave a link down below. I love these. There's so many pretty colors. If you guys can see, this one is like a coral, then you have a mauve, then you have like a really pretty peach, then you have this purple, then you have a bright pink, and then you have a darker purple and a darker pink, and there's just so many fun colors. Like, I can barely like hold them up. They're just beautiful. Some of the prettiest colors ever. I love the formula of them. I love everything about those Lorac blushes. So the next one is the most pigmented, and those definitely have to go to my new Becca Luminous blushes. These are so pigmented. So pigmented in the fact that I have to be careful when I apply them, because you can easily like over apply and put too much. They are just beautiful. You guys have probably seen my reviews and swatches on them, but they are just so ultra pigmented and just gorgeous. Like, I love these blushes. They're so soft, finely milled, beautiful colors. Like, all the colors are extremely pigmented, and I love those blushes. So the next question is the best everyday blush, and I have like a whole box in here of blushes. So the one I picked was the Urban Decay 8 Hour Afterglow Powder Blush in the shade Video, and this is such a beautiful nude color. It's not too dark, it's not too light. Like, for me, I love this shade. There was a period of time when I was just wearing this non-stop. Like, every single day. I could not put this down last summer, and so to me, this and like, it was between this and NARS Madly are both like my everyday like favorite kind of blush color, and so I love this. It's just gorgeous. It's such a wonderful, you know, formula. I love the 8 Hour products from Urban Decay, and so I love this blush so much. The next one was the best blush palette. So I have to give that to Benefit for the new Cheekathon palette, because one, the packaging is so adorable. Any of these that I've done reviews on as well, I will leave a link down below, because quite a few of them I've done reviews on, because some of them are new products. But here is what the palette is. You do get the Hoola bronzer, and the rest are their full-size blushes. So I love it just because I give it the best blush palette because of the size, the fact that you get full-size ones, and that you get so many of their like awesome, amazing best sellers and different colors: pink, nude, coral and mauve. Like, I love the color selection here. So definitely best blush palette overall. The next question is my biggest regret, and that definitely goes to the NARS Guy palette. I never reach for this palette. Like, I don't know why. I just never reach for it. It's got a highlighter, the Laguna bronzer, and then it's got 4 of their best-selling blushes. I think you have Orgasm, Super Orgasm, and I can't remember what the other 2 are, because they also don't tell you the names on the back, which I think is annoying, which is another reason why it's a regret. And I'm like, I kind of want to know the names, dude. Like, come on. So I just don't ever reach for this palette. It has, you know, great potential. I never reach for it. I don't use it. I feel like NARS is definitely not the cheapest, so it's definitely my biggest regret because I don't use it enough. The packaging's not my favorite, and they don't say the name, so I always forget which one I'm using to begin with. So overall, biggest regret is definitely this NARS limited edition palette. The worst packaging, this one was hard because I feel like nothing I have in my collection is like horrible. So the only one I could think of is the NYX Ombre Blush in the shade Mauve Me, which I really like the actual blush, but it's just like a basic plastic like container, nothing special about it, and you can't see the color in it. So I'm gonna give that one worst packaging, even though it's not that bad. It was just like the worst out of all of them I have, I guess. So the next one is favorite blush brand, and I have to say that that goes back to my Lorac brand. Color Source Buildable Blushes. I love these. This impresses me so much, especially because I typically only like the Pro products from Lorac, but these are not Pro technically, and I just absolutely love them. So my favorite brand of blushes is definitely Lorac. Second runner-up probably would be either Benefit or Too Faced. So the next one is the least practical blush, and I'd have to say that goes to Benefit, the new Dandelion Dew blush that came out, the non-powder form. This is a cream product. I guess I'll give it the least practical just because it's this round cylinder, you know, shape. Like, it doesn't fit anywhere in my collection really nicely. I have, if you've seen my collection video, like little acrylic trays that you can put stuff in or line stuff up, and this obviously doesn't fit in them, so I just have to kind of like stick it in my drawer. So I'm gonna give it least practical just because it doesn't fit anywhere nicely, and obviously if you were traveling, it takes up more space than something, you know, like this kind of shape. So least practical goes to that. Most practical, I'm gonna give it to, it was hard. It was between, I wanted to pick the Benefit Chicathon again. I was like, but I didn't want to pick the same palette twice. So I'm gonna give it to the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette just because I love having blushes and highlighters and bronzers all in one palette. It makes it so easy to travel with, or if you're doing makeup on someone, to have like everything in one spot. So I'm gonna give it most practical just because you do technically get highlighter, a bronzer, and blushes all in one. And I didn't want to pick the Benefit again. Also, I was torn to pick this one for best packaging as well because it's really cool and cute. So a lot of these are like really hard to like narrow down to just one. So the next question was most expensive, and I'm not positive if this is the most expensive, but it's probably the most like luxurious blush brand that I have, so I'm guessing it's most expensive. And this is the Marc Jacobs blush in the shade 206 Reckless. And I love these little blushes, but I want to say they're pretty expensive because you don't get too much product. You get 4.5 grams, so I'm sure this is a $30-something blush. Even though the Becca ones are 30-something, you get 6 grams in it, whereas this you get 4.5. So based on the size, I think it's probably the most expensive I have. I only have one Marc Jacobs blush. I love every Marc Jacobs products I've ever tried. Same with Dior, but I don't have a Dior blush. But this is probably my most expensive I have. And so the last question is, what are my least expensive blushes? And those have to go to my Wet n Wild Ombre blushes. I do have all three. And I can't remember the actual retail price, but I want to say they're like $3 or $4 at Target. And so I have all three. I have the In Purple Haze. I have the Mai Tai Buy You a Drink, which is kind of like a peachy coral one. And then I have the Princess Daiquiris one as well. So these are really cool, and they're really great as blush toppers or as blush, but they perform amazing as blush toppers. So really cheap, and I love these. So that was everything I think in the blush tag. There was quite a few questions in this one, especially compared to the perfect palette tag, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comment section down below what, you know, your answers would be for any of these questions. I would love to hear it because I had fun filming this. It was so much fun going through my collection and, you know, picking out the blushes because it's really hard when you start to think about it. I'm like, I don't know about some of these. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe so you can stay tuned to all my upcoming videos. And I will see you guys very soon.